Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most exciting topics in personal finance, passive income. Whether you're trying to escape the 9-to-5 grind, save for a dream vacation, or work your way towards early retirement, passive income is key. The best part? There are more ways than ever in 2024 to start building multiple streams of income. And guess what? Today we'll be covering a range of ideas that will fit different budgets, skills, and timelines. So stick around. Let's jump right into it. When we talk about passive income, we're talking about making money while you sleep, or at least without having to trade hours of your time for dollars. That's the dream, right? But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let me clarify. Passive income is not 100% effortless. It does take time, capital, or upfront work to set up. But once you have the foundation in place, your passive income stream should require much less attention compared to a traditional job. Essentially, it's a system where the money comes in with little day-to-day involvement on your part. So, let's break it down. What is passive income exactly? In simple terms, passive income is money you earn without being actively involved in generating it. Instead of trading your time for money, as with a traditional job, you're letting your investments, products, or systems do the work for you. Examples of passive income include things like dividend payments from stocks, royalties from creative work, rental income from properties, or interest from bonds. Once you've put in the work, whether it's financial or labor-based, the income keeps rolling in. Now that we understand the basics, let's dive into some of the best passive income opportunities available in 2024. I'm going to walk you through a diverse set of strategies that fit a range of risk tolerances, skill levels, and initial investments. From investing in dividend stocks to starting an online business, and even generating rental income from real estate, there's something here for everyone. Let's kick things off with one of the most well-known forms of passive income, dividend stocks. If you're new to investing, a dividend stock is simply a stock that pays out a portion of a company's earnings to shareholders in the form of dividends. Many large, established companies, especially those in the energy, finance, and utilities sectors, pay dividends regularly. When you buy a share of a dividend-paying company, you own a small piece of that company. As the company makes profits, it shares a portion of those profits with you, the shareholder, in the form of a dividend. The beauty of dividend investing is that it allows you to create a consistent stream of income without having to sell your shares. For example, if you invest in a stock that pays a 4% annual dividend and you've invested $10,000, you'll receive $400 per year in passive income. Over time, as you continue to invest more money or if the company increases its dividend, that number grows. Here's another bonus. If you don't need that income right away, you can reinvest the dividends back into more shares through something called a dividend reinvestment plan, or DRIP. This means that instead of receiving the cash payout, you're using that money to buy more shares of the same stock, increasing your ownership in the company and compounding your future income. Now, how do you pick the right dividend stocks? One key thing to look for is a company's dividend history. If a company has consistently paid and increased its dividends for several years, it's usually a sign that the company is stable and committed to rewarding its shareholders. You should also pay attention to the dividend yield, which is the percentage of the company's stock price that it pays out as dividends each year. But don't fall for the trap of simply picking the highest yield. Companies with extremely high dividend yields can sometimes be in trouble, and that high yield might not be sustainable. Now, if picking individual stocks sounds a bit overwhelming, don't worry. You can go with dividend ETFs instead. An ETF is a fund that holds a collection of stocks or bonds, and when you invest in a dividend ETF, you're essentially buying a small piece of many dividend-paying companies all at once. One of the big advantages of investing in ETFs is diversification. With a dividend ETF, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. If one company struggles or cuts its dividend, the others in the fund help cushion the blow. There are plenty of options, like the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, VYM, or SPDR S&P Dividend ETF, SDY, which track large, stable companies that consistently pay dividends. The best part is ETFs are hands-off. You don't need to worry about constantly monitoring individual stocks because the ETF manager does that for you. But do keep an eye on expense ratios, which is the fee you pay to the ETF provider. While these fees are generally low, they can add up over time, so make sure you choose an ETF with a low expense ratio. Next on the list is one of the safest and most reliable passive income options, bonds and bond ETFs. A bond is essentially a loan you give to a company or government, and in exchange, they pay you interest. This interest is your passive income, and you'll receive these payments regularly throughout the bond's term. Let's break it down. When you buy a bond, you're essentially lending money to the bond issuer. In return, the issuer agrees to pay you a specific interest rate over a set period. These coupon payments are made either semi-annually, quarterly, or annually, depending on the bond terms. For example, if you buy a $1,000 bond that pays 5% interest, you'll earn $50 a year in passive income. And when the bond matures, you get your initial investment back. One of the best things about bonds is that they're considered low risk, especially if you're investing in government bonds or highly rated corporate bonds. If you're looking for a steady, predictable income stream, bonds are a solid option. However, if you're willing to take on more risk, high-yield corporate bonds or municipal bonds can offer higher interest rates. Just be aware that with higher returns comes higher risk. And just like with stocks, if you don't want to buy individual bonds, you can invest in bond ETFs. These funds hold a mix of bonds, giving you instant diversification. Some bond ETFs focus on corporate bonds, while others may hold government or municipal bonds. The Vanguard Total Bond Market ETF, BND, is a popular option for broad exposure to the bond market. Real estate is one of the most popular ways to earn passive income, and there are so many ways to get involved. Traditionally, owning rental properties has been a tried and true method for building long-term wealth, and in 2024, it remains one of the top passive income sources. However, with the rise of platforms like Fundrise and Real2Mogul, you can now invest in real estate without having to manage tenants or buy properties yourself. Let's start with traditional real estate. If you purchase a property and rent it out, the rent you collect is your passive income. Of course, being a landlord comes with responsibilities like maintenance and dealing with tenants, but if you hire a property management company, you can outsource much of that work, making it relatively passive. But if owning a rental property sounds too involved, you can always invest in real estate investment trusts or REITs. A REIT is a company that owns, operates, or finances income-producing real estate. By investing in a REIT, you're essentially buying a piece of a larger portfolio of real estate, and you'll earn a share of the income generated by those properties. What's great is that REITs trade like stocks, so you can buy and sell them easily. REITs are a fantastic way to get into real estate without the need for a large upfront investment or the headache of property management. Some popular REITs include the Vanguard Real Estate ETF, VNQ, or Public Storage, PSA. These companies own portfolios of real estate that generate income through rent, and they're required by law to pay out 90% of their taxable income to shareholders in the form of dividends. Now, let's talk about something a bit more creative: digital products. In 2024, one of the most scalable ways to generate passive income is by creating and selling digital products. This includes things like ebooks, online courses, printables, and stock photography. Once you've created the product, you can sell it over and over again without needing to restock inventory or deal with shipping. Let's say you have a passion or a particular skill set, like photography, graphic design, or financial coaching. You can create an online course, upload it to platforms like Udemy or Teachable, and generate passive income every time someone buys it. The same goes for writing ebooks and publishing them on platforms like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP. Or maybe you love designing planners and calendars. Upload those printables to Etsy, and you'll be surprised how much passive income you can generate. The beauty of digital products is that the income scales with the number of people who purchase it, but your work only happens once. After the product is created, You can set up automated systems to handle delivery, customer service, and even marketing, so you can focus on creating more products or exploring other passive income streams. If you've got some extra cash on hand, another passive income opportunity is peer-to-peer lending. This is where you lend money to individuals or businesses, and in return, you earn interest on your loan. There are platforms like Lending Club and Prosper that make it easy to get started, even with a small amount of money. Here's how it works. You deposit money into your account on a peer-to-peer lending platform, and then you can choose who you want to lend to, based on their credit history and the interest rate they're offering. Over time, as the borrower repays the loan, you'll receive interest payments. The more loans you fund, the more diversified your portfolio becomes, and the more passive income you'll generate. Of course, with peer-to-peer lending, there is some risk borrowers could default on their loans. But by spreading your money across multiple loans, you reduce the impact of any single default. And remember, the interest rates you can earn are generally much higher than what you'd get with a savings account. All right, that wraps up the main strategies for earning passive income in 2024. But let's quickly recap. Dividend stocks and dividend ETFs. Bonds and bond ETFs. Real estate and REITs. Digital products. Peer-to-peer lending. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to passive income. The best strategy is to diversify your income streams and find what works best for your situation, whether it's investing in stocks, creating a digital product, or even real estate. The key is to get started. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more financial tips and strategies. And let me know in the comments which passive income idea you're most excited to try in 2024. Until next time, stay smart with your money.